great. Thank you for joining me. So today's reading is what haven't you realized about the person on your mind, the person that you're asking about. Could be romantic, platonic, family, whatever. Okay. So yeah, what haven't you realized about them? We have three groups. We have group one, the rainbow moonstone, group two, the clear quartz, and group three, the rose quartz. Group one, two, and three. If you do want to pause the video so that you can take a moment to choose, feel free, but I shall see you all in your readings. Hi, welcome. If you've chosen the first group, the Rainbow Moonstone, then this reading is for you, the person on your mind. What haven't you realized about them, whether this be right now in general? Okay, so we have Five of Wands reversed, and we also have the Ace of Wands in the upright. So something that you may not have realized about them is how passionately they feel about you, and they see you in a very passionate way right now. For some of you, it feels like they are only seeing you in a passionate way. For a lot of you here, this doesn't even really feel like sex or intimacy or anything like that. It definitely could be, especially if you're asking about that kind of connection, but it feels like they are mostly passionate about getting close to you and getting to know you. There's also a hint of obsession as well, not heavily, I have to say. They are even passionate about getting something from you. For some of you, I do hear approval. It could be that for some, but it mostly feels like they want you to feel maybe as passionate, as ornery, as excited and, geeked as they do, like as they feel about you. This could be about something in particular though. This, like, say for example, there's a plan or an idea that this person has, whether it's pertaining to your connection or something else. They something you may not have realized is that they want you to be as excited about this thing as they are. But it feels like it has something to do with the potential of you both, you know? This could be something you are aware of for some of you. For a lot of you, for some of you, it may not be something you're aware of, but for the majority, it feels like you could already know what this is about. Maybe for a fact or intuitively, you just know. For some of you, they want you to feel excited about a financial come up, but please take that if it makes sense. Or some other type of come up or recovery, so it may not even be referring to money. It could be maybe health, maybe your relationship, the connection you have together, because we do have the Five of Wands. So they could run a recovery in that way, and they want you to be excited about it because they're excited about it. Okay, but anyways, it also feels like they are passionate about getting you to open up to them, maybe even more directness from you. Another thing you may not have realized is that they do want to start over with you as well. And I don't know how to word this, but you may not have realized or noticed that this person sees your potential, but not in a way where they see you as like talented or, something like that. Not to say that they don't see you that way, but it's more as though they see you as an opportunity, almost like they're looking at you in an opportunistic way. So just be careful with this person because it feels like right now they're not so concerned with your feelings. It feels like they're mostly in a I want to say the best way to put this is more like a self-serving kind of energy. It's like, I don't know, when, you're focused on your own goal, you're focused on getting something, like you may not care who you hurt in the process. And for some of you, this person's in that energy. So you need to be careful of being or becoming like collateral damage in some way, okay? But please take that if it makes sense. One second. For some of you, they do want to change you. You may not have noticed that they want to change you. And this does feel like it's in a way where you're not so defensive or guarded. Like you could have, very valid reasons. Like for example, it's better to be guarded, okay? I'm not saying that, but some of you could be in that energy where right now it's better for me to be guarded and defensive, whatever. Um, but something you may not have realized is that they actually want to, change that, whether that's a dynamic between you both or that's just how, you are. Yeah, they could want to change that for whatever reason, okay? I have to say, it feels like for self-serving reasons, that will clarify straight away by the devil card as well. So, yeah, definitely be cautious, all right? And it doesn't even really feel like this person necessarily has, bad intentions, but they don't have good intentions for you either. And another thing you may not have realized is that this person can be quite impulsive. They like the excitement, they like the drama too. They may not get involved in drama, but it feels like they almost like being a bystander. It's like I may not like being in drama myself, but I don't mind watching it, getting my little popcorn. So for some of you, they have that could be something that you may not have noticed about them, right? So yeah, there is a message that for some of you, this person, they think that you need to be tamed in some way. Again, it feels like for selfish and self-serving reasons. Another thing that you may not have realized is that this person is also in a disagreement with someone else about you. It feels like they are actively trying to turn this other person away from you. Let me see. Not necessarily turning this person against you, but it's like they don't want this other person to be interested in you or to show you interest or maybe even take action towards you. They could be definitely blocking this other person from, taking some action towards you. Feels like this other person wants to get to know you. And this does feel romantic in nature, so they could be blocking it because of that. It could also be something that you are more aware of as well. Yeah. And it doesn't even feel like this person you're asking about wants you to themselves. They just don't want this other person getting closer to you. You may know or may not know this person. I feel like if you do know them, you know them vaguely. Like it doesn't feel like they're a big part of your life. But for others of you, it feels like you don't know this person at all. And another thing you may not have realized is that they do hide their real temperament, maybe around you or just in general. It feels like they're definitely way more aggressive, maybe rougher than they appear. And if you are in conflict or in a tense period with this person, they do want to resolve it. They do want to be able to meet in the middle with you. And another thing you may not have noticed is that they do think you're successful, they do think you're well off, maybe ambitious, but that you're very self protective, you know? And another thing you may not realize, please take this if it resonates, but they may be quite creative and artistic. Um, and also, if this person doesn't know you very well, then they think that you're very talented. Not to say that you're not talented or they don't know for a fact you're talented, but it feels like it's in a way where they don't actually know for sure if you're talented, you know? But it's like they imagine you'd be. Another thing you may not have realized is that they can be quite controlling, clarified by Four of Pentacles, Knight of Swords. So we have serious. Another thing you may not have noticed about them is that they could think that you're quite serious. We have pretentious as well. For some of you here, the person you're asking about, another thing you may not know about them is that they can be quite pretentious. But not materialistic. I don't know if that's going to make sense, but yeah. They could judge people actually for like having less. Or do you know how like some people are not really into like name brand things? You know, they don't really feel the need to be justified or anything by material stuff. They could look down or, you know, think not nice things about people like that. We also have neat. So the message that's actually coming through is that some of you could have the perspective that this person is quite neat. But it feels like they're the opposite of that. So if you do have that perspective about them, it could be the opposite. So we also have wellness, health and wellness. Let me put this here. So health and wellness is here for you. Another thing you may not have realized about them is that they do want to be a healthier person. This could be in terms of their body more than anything else. It doesn't really feel like it's about how they treat people or anything like that, but yeah. So we also have Angel, tap into your higher wisdom. The best way I can describe the energy coming from this Angel card is that something you may not have realized is that they do feel very sweetly about you. Like, I don't know, it's not coming out as like they care for you, they adore you, blah, 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 blah. But it is coming out as like, I can't remember what I just said. But yeah, they just have sweet feelings for you, you know? But it feels like they don't really care about you like that, like deeply, Okay. And we also have speak out. So another thing you may not have realized is that this person wants to speak to you. It feels like maybe they want your number, especially if they don't have your number. But yeah, it feels like they do want to speak to you. We also have I've never met someone like you. So another thing you may not have realized about them is that they do find you to be incredibly unique, quirky even. Yeah. We also have hell motherfucking yes. So yeah, another thing you may not have realized is that this person is just very easily excitable. We also have family issues. This doesn't even really feel like it's for everyone with the family issues, so please only take that if it makes sense. But for some of you, you may not have realized that they are kind of going through family issues. Actually, this feels like it's more in relation to the past. It feels like they're actually kind of working on this, they're fixing it. So maybe with this wellness card that came out earlier, this could be in regards to, other issues that they are dealing with right now. It does feel like they are trying to find healing, recovery in a specific relationship they have. It could be a family relationship. This does feel like it's also pertaining to you, but it could be about someone else as well. So we also have it looks like I'm paying attention, but really I'm mapping out your nakedness, okay, in my mind. What have they realized about you? What haven't you realized about them? So I don't know if this is gonna sound harsh, but I don't know how else to say it. But this person, it feels like what you haven't realized about them is that they don't see themselves like having everything with you, like having it all. You know what I mean? It feels like their intentions towards you right now are very careless, short, maybe, turning out to be short-lived, but it feels like they don't have any long-term plans when it comes to you. And it feels like they are more focused on the physical, maybe even the sexual, if that's the kind of relationship or vibe you have with this person. So something you may not have realized about this person is that they don't really pay attention. It feels like they don't either care about you enough or maybe even other people enough to like, I don't know, to see past maybe what it is they want from this person. So they could have trouble seeing people in a deeper way, or maybe just you at this moment. But yeah, it feels like they're just not paying attention to you, okay? It feels like they're not paying attention to you as a whole, but there's something specific about you that they are paying attention to, whether it's just sex, what you can offer them, I don't know, okay? But please take that if it makes sense. We also have at this point you're just playing yourself. This is so random, but it's coming out as like this person, like the simplest way to put it, like they give to receive. It's like if this person does something nice to you, something that you may not actually realize about this person is that they almost like expect it in return, or I don't know, it just feels like maybe strings attached with this person. And for some of you, another thing you may not have realized about this person is that they can be careless at times, maybe because maybe they have some insecurities, maybe it feels like they feel like they're playing themselves, or they've had experiences in the past where they have been really patient, made sacrifices, and they ended up playing themselves. So now it could be that they operate from a place where they have little concern about other people, clarified by the hangman and then the Six of Cups. So for some of you, their past has affected them and how they interact with people now, and stuff like that. And finally, we have pillow talk. So yeah, another thing you haven't realized about them is that they do really want to talk to you right now. Right now. Just in general, for some of you, if this person doesn't have your contact information, then that is what they want, all right? But that is all I have for this group. I do hope it could resonate, make sense, be helpful. I'm wishing you all the best, all right? Please take care of yourselves. Bye. Hi, welcome to your reading. If you have chosen the second group, this here clear quartz cluster, then this is for you. So the person on your mind, what haven't you realized about them? We have Seven of Cups reversed, and we also have Queen of Swords upright. Okay, so if you chose this group, you may not have realized that the person you're asking about, it feels like they are in quite a serious energy, and it does feel like it's directed to you, like towards you. It almost feels like they could be mad at you. This could be due to their lack of independence, maybe in comparison to your own, or something else that you are aware of or that you feel intuitively. But for some reason, something that you could have done or something they perceived you doing has made them feel anxious, something that they feel you did to them. What? They think you were malicious about it. It could be something to do with career or money or something else you could be more aware of. If any of you actually pointed out to this person that you are better than them, then that could be why. Okay, some of you, maybe you just simply moved on from this person, and that could be why they feel anxious or upset or nervous or whatever it may be. Yeah, but whatever the case is, it feels like what you haven't realized about them is that they are wanting to talk to you at some point, but not right now. It does feel like they want to wait before you guys have a conversation or a conversation about something specific. It does feel like they are so mad um, that they don't want to see or talk to you right now, but they definitely want it at some point. And another thing that you may not have realized about this person is that they do have a lot of options, romantic and otherwise. And something you may not have noticed that they are exploring their options too. Not romantic ones, it doesn't feel like per se. It could be that, other opportunities that they may have. But yeah. But yeah, you may not have realized that they are far more logical than they are emotional right now. They are blocking their spiritual and emotional growth as well, or just maybe their spiritual and emotional energy. So Please take what resonates and makes sense. For some of you, though, they could think that religion is hokum, really random. But yeah, some of you, they feel that way. Maybe you haven't noticed. Specifically religion, this doesn't feel like it's about spirituality or anything like that. And if any of you here are super religious and you've been kind of sharing your beliefs and your religion with them, they don't feel connected to it, which is something else you may not have realized, or they may not have been, vocal or upfront about it. So yeah, another thing that you may not have noticed is that you kind of gave this person a bit of a wake up call. This could even be about obtaining financial freedom, money management, not being controlled also by you. This wake up call could be something you are more aware of as well. And this person, they may act like they don't think and or fantasize about you all the time, but they do. And another thing that you may not have realized about them is that they are quirky or they just love quirky things. Um, but yeah, it feels like this person, they are no longer taking any bullshit from other people, and you included. It feels like they're just not taking, that BS anymore. So yeah, another thing you may not have realized is that they are honest, maybe like an honest person in general, or that they were being honest with you um, about something specific that you could have thought they were lying to you. Did you think they were lying? For some of you, this is more specifically about just them being honest in general, but for some of you, it could be about something specific, okay? So yeah, another thing that you need to know is that they are very self-protective right now and that they are strong, and or if they're not currently, they're definitely working on gaining that strength. They are getting a backbone if that was an issue for them in the past. They also feel that they need to repress their feelings for you because they do feel guarded towards you. And it's like if you were to approach them, if you were to communicate with them, it feels like they will be very defensive, when it comes to you. So yeah, another thing that some of you may not have realized is that this person doesn't trust you really. Not yet anyway. So yeah, another thing you haven't realized is, I know I said quirky earlier, but yeah, this person may not like tradition. They may not like conventional things. So this person is definitely someone who prefers the unconventional, which you may not have realized about them. So another thing that you haven't realized about this person is that they are moving on from you. It feels like some of you even have a chance to change it, opportunity to change it if you want to, maybe at some point down the line. But for right now, it feels like they are actively moving on. They haven't fully moved on yet, though, if I'm being honest. So what haven't you realized about them? We have imaginative. So something you may not have realized about them is that they do feel like you're quite imaginative. They do feel like you are very creative. This is actually one of the things they do like about you, and that actually makes them feel, yeah, it's just something they like about you. Do you have more from that? We also have victim. What haven't you realized about them? So another thing you haven't realized about them, clarified by the Three of Swords, is that this person has been a victim in, this feels recent, but this feels like a recurring occurrence in this person's life, unfortunately, where they do feel like a victim. Maybe they've constantly been put in situations where they've been made to feel like a victim, or if they've just legit been victimized. But um it feels like that's why they're so self-protective, and that it feels like that's why they're kind of maybe focused on getting a backbone, building up their strength, building up their courage, because they're sick of asshole people trying to take advantage of them. So I'm not saying you're one of the asshole people though, by the way. Sorry, that's funny. Anyways, and we also have reserved. So another thing that you may not have realized, please only take this if it resonates, but this person, if they come across as reserved, shy, like holding back around you, something you may not have realized is that that's not actually who they are, or how they are, or how they operate, how they like to operate. But it feels like if you catch this person in that energy around you, it feels like maybe they just don't trust you. Yeah, but something you may not have realized is that they're actually not like that. So we also have progress, not perfection. So yeah, another thing you may not have realized about this person is that they care more about progress than trying to be perfect. Actually, something you may not have realized about this person is maybe they have trouble with perfectionism. They may feel like they need to be perfect. That could be a part of their trauma, actually, for some of you guys, but it feels like they are trying to change their perspective, their mindset on that. They're trying to focus more on their progress rather than being perfect. So we also have alien, accept that you are an unrepeatable, spectacular phenomenon. Yeah, so something you may not have realized about this person is that they are a bit alien-esque. They are very unique, quirky, unconventional, all of that beautiful stuff. Okay. And we also have turn over a new page, let love lead the way for change. Yeah, what you haven't realized about them is that this person is dedicated to changing right now, to turning over a new page in their life. So we have gifts. So something you may not have realized about this person is that they could be gifted, they could be talented. So we have practice makes perfect. So we have that energy twice. And we also have progress, not perfection. So what haven't you realized about this person? Give me a second. So for some of you, there is a message that this person, it's like they didn't want your connection to be perfect. They just kind of wanted you guys to move forward, maybe work on things, communicate openly with one another, clarified by the Knight of Swords, Eight of Wands. It feels like they kind of just wanted a maybe a harmonious kind of relationship with you, and it feels like something you may not have realized is that they were actually maybe willing to work on it. But yeah, for some of you though, another thing you may not have realized is that this person could be in an energy right now where they are perfecting something in their life. Um, so say for example, this person is an artist and they're perfecting their craft. If this person is working towards a certain goal, they're trying to, perfect that, whether it be, in terms of becoming an expert, whether it be in terms of a specific skill, maybe even in terms of themselves, like who they are, their core, their spirit, their soul. So I don't know, it feels like this person is trying to make changes. They're trying to make some big and positive and beautiful changes in their life, and it feels like something you may not have realized is that, oh wait, hold on. Yeah, they're trying to let go of the idea of being perfect, but they understand that consistency and effort will have them reach wherever they want to reach. Okay, could even be health wise, like in terms of fitness, their physical body. But anyways, we also have, I'm still thinking of the little things you did and said. So what you haven't realized is that your words have left an impact on this person, whether those words were positive, whether those words were negative, they have left an impact on them. Okay, we also have trauma. So for some of you, this is coming out as this person, something you may not realize is that this person self-isolates when they're going through heavy things, when they're kind of dealing with their trauma, whether this is memories, current trauma. But it feels like it's like a work in progress. What they do, it still hurts them, it still damages them, and it still affects them a lot. It feels like they want to actually change this though. It feels like they're actively trying to change this. They don't want it to have so much power over them. And it feels like they are getting stronger as well. We also have so pure yet so dirty and raw. So something you may not have realized about this person is that they either see you as innocent or like you kind of look innocent. So another thing you may not have realized about this person, please only take this one if it resonates because it's definitely not for everyone, but this person does feel like a bit of an island. It feels like maybe they've been alone a lot, but it feels like they're not a part of anything. Maybe they're not a part of a family, maybe they're not a part of a support system, a community. So for some of you, it feels like this person feels alone a lot, or they don't feel connected to anyone like that. And that's something that you may not be aware of. And finally, we have, I'm not financially stable. So another thing you're not aware of is that this person is actually and actively, like maybe even aggressively, working on their financial independence and their financial stability. But yeah, that is all I have for this group. I do hope it could resonate. I do hope it could make sense, be helpful. But I am wishing you all the best. All right, please take care of yourselves. Bye. Hi, if you've chosen the third group, then this reading is for you, the person on your mind. What haven't you realized about them yet, or in general, or just right now? Anyway, so we do have the Knight of Cups. We do have the Empress, both in reverse. So the first message that is coming out is that this person could be longing for you. They could really miss you as well. That could be something you haven't realized about them, but that may not be for everyone. Another thing that you may not have realized, that this person can be, or they are, just straight up emotionally manipulative. For some of you, I don't know, let me see actually. And it feels like they're aware of it as well, you know, it doesn't feel like something they're not aware of. Um, so yeah, they could be emotionally immature as well. It feels like they have been emotionally manipulating you, or they've been trying to. It feels like some of you could be well aware of, you know, their tactics, or, you know, whatever it may be. But maybe you try to gaslight yourself. You may even think it's understandable as well. Or maybe you just don't think it's a big as like as big an issue as it is. But yeah, it feels like this person, they're very emotional, you know. They don't feel like they're good enough to be loved as well, so they definitely struggle in that department. And something you may not realize about this person is that they won't be able to love you or give you the love that you deserve, the love that you need, because they don't view themselves that way. You know, it's again, you know, how can you love someone else if you don't even love yourself? So it just feels like they just won't be able to extend that to you. Obviously, they can, you know, do it in their own way, or, you know, their own variation of what that could feel like. It feels like they care about you, you know, but it also feels like they can't give you what you need, or, you know, like if some of you have this hope that it will change, it may take a long time. For some of you, it's just that this person won't change, you know. But yeah, having said that, it feels like they want to extend that loving energy to you. Um, they want to care about you, but they don't know how. Okay. They could also think that you would, or that you did break their heart. Something you may not have realized is that they are going, it feels like they're not going to take romantic action towards you. For some of you, they will take romantic action, but it will be a bit careless. So just, you know, be cautious of that for yourself. You know what? For the majority of you, it even feels like this person has good intentions towards you. It's just like within myself, you know, and where I'm at, and, you know, who I am in comparison to you. Do I feel like I can give you what you need, you know? So yeah, that could be something you haven't realized about them. Do you know when loving and caring about someone, it just isn't enough? And for some of you, they could view you in that way. It's like, I want to care about them and I want to love them with what I have, you know, with like in me right now, and how I'm able to love or show love or whatever that may be. But it's like it won't cut it when it comes to you, or they just feel like it wouldn't cut it, you know? So yeah, it definitely feels like they think you deserve better than whatever it is they have to offer. Oh shit. Earlier I said maybe they would think that you would break their heart. It could be the other way around, and they could be worried about breaking your heart. So yeah, another thing you may not have realized, for some of you actually, they may not if this person that you're asking about has told you they're taking romantic action towards someone else, um if they told you this or you thought that they were going to do that, they aren't. And I don't know if, let me see, for some of you it could have been to get a reaction. But yeah, something you may not have realized is that they didn't follow through with that, or they just said it to be a bit mean. So yeah. So another thing you may not have realized about them is that they could think you're obsessed with them. Especially if they know you watch or you get readings on them. If any of you stress this person out for whatever reason, they could feel like because of that you're obsessed with them. But yeah, I can't remember. Sorry, my mind just went to a very far away place. Sorry. Okay. Anyways, so something you may not have realized is that this person's heart is very blocked off. But the thing is that they think that they can't change it, or they may not even acknowledge the blockage to, in like a really deep way. And for some of you, they are even showing up as heartless. This is not for everyone. So you need to be wary of that. And another thing you may not have realized is that they are codependent on someone else, and they could even be in a relationship for some of you guys. Depending on who you're asking about, but yeah, it feels like they're in a relationship. What haven't you realized about this person? Why can I smell blood? You know that bloody smell? Like, I don't know why I can smell it. It's so random. Anyway, so we have extroverted. All right, so please take this if it makes sense. But if any of you have the impression that this person is super like extroverted, maybe outgoing, la 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 la, it feels like something you may not have realized is that they could actually be the opposite. They could actually be more introverted than you realize. For some of you, this could just be like right now, but maybe you feel like they're extroverted, enjoying their life, doing this, doing that, but it feels like they haven't really been. So another thing you haven't realized about them is that they could be quite political, and this could be in the literal sense, like talking about politics, stuff like that. For others of you, it could be political in a way where it's like they talk around the truth. For others of you, it's political in a way where it's like they're very careful about what they say. Again, maybe talking around the truth, or talking in circles in some other way. But yeah, that could be something you haven't realized yet. And we also have modest. So this is coming up as another thing you haven't realized, is that this person likes modesty. This could be in a humble kind of way, modest, maybe in terms of the way people dress, carry themselves. I don't know. Please take what makes sense for you and your intuition. We also have what is where. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, but the smell of blood is just so strong right now. Where is that coming from? So random, it keeps coming and going. Anyways, so be gentle with yourself. What haven't you realized about them? So another thing you haven't realized about this person is that they could have been through a lot, that they have been through a lot, sorry. Um and it feels like they need people to be gentle with them, you know? It doesn't necessarily feel like a requirement, like I won't talk to you unless you're gentle with me, you know, where it doesn't really feel like that. It just feels like they don't really need or maybe want people in their life that takes that like harsh approach. And it's not necessarily, you know, they don't expect, you know, gentleness and people being super sensitive, but they are aware of it, you know, they have their preference basically, you know. Anyways, do you have more from this card? But at the same time, it feels like they're not even really acknowledging their trauma. They just feel like, life, you know, is what it is. So they may not be fully acknowledging the impact that certain things, experiences that they've been through have had on them, you know? So we have pursue your true wealth. So another thing you may not have realized about this person is that when they want something, when they want someone, they will make it known, they will pursue it, okay? And yeah, for some of you right now, you need to know that they are currently pursuing what they consider to be their passion, their true wealth, you know, with the Knight of Wands coming out. And their energy could be directed towards this at right now as well. It's either that this person isn't focused on you or they try not to focus on you. And we also have drunk with love. Let love lift you to freedom. What haven't you realized about them? So yeah, another thing you may not have realized is that they do miss you from time to time. Feels like they miss you in general, actually. Feels like they try not to like think about it too much. Wait, do you have more from this one? So another thing you haven't realized about this person is that they actually find you to be very intoxicating. Like maybe even a bit of a tease, clarified by the Eight of Wands, maybe like a turn on. Um, I just want to clarify that maybe tease wasn't the right word, especially the energy that's associated with it. So yeah, it's more so that they do find you to be very desirable. It doesn't even feel like desirable, like whatever word I used a couple of seconds ago, that one, right? But anyways, so we have wild thoughts. So something you may not have realized about this person is that they actually think about you in a very sexy way. We also have, is it bad that I've never made love? Yeah, like that's something you haven't may not have realized about this person is that maybe they haven't made love, maybe they haven't been in love, maybe they haven't experienced, you know, real love, whatever the hell that is, you know? Um, but yeah, do you have more from that card? So we also have, I don't know how this shit will end, but I do know that I want to try. So another thing you haven't realized about this person is that they do want to make an effort with you. They do want to try. For a lot of you, this could definitely be in a platonic way before anything else. Before anything else grows and flourishes. We also have, I know you still think about me, how could you not? Yeah, so take that message if it resonates. For some of you, what you haven't realized is that this person actually does think that you think about them a lot, or that you could be like a wee bit obsessed with them. Just a wee bit. We also have talk dirty to me. What haven't you realized about them? They could be very kinky. Okay, so that could be something you haven't realized. And we also have instant connection. So another thing you may not have realized about them is that they did feel like almost an instant connection with you, like a bond, you know. But that is all I have for this here group. I do hope it could make sense, resonate, be helpful. But I'm wishing you all the best, okay? Take care. Bye.